Hi everyone, welcome back. This video is going to be my haul for the month of February, and I'm going to kick it off by talking about the makeup part because that's frankly the most exciting in this whole video. And it is the fact that I finally ordered something from Kaleidos. They are an indie brand. I can't remember what country they're out of. But I've heard so many YouTubers that I follow mention this indie brand in particular over the years. I just never picked them up until recently when Kaleidos did a collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. And that just pushed me over the edge to actually order from them. I think the biggest detriment for me for indie brands is the fact that you have to pay so much in shipping and there's a risk of having to pay high customs. Now with this, I can't remember how much the shipping was. I'm gonna guess like 15 to 20 bucks. And I didn't have to pay customs, which was very nice. But let me show you what's actually in this box. Before I get into that, I have to say this was probably the best packaged shipping container ever. The stuff in here was so secure in foam bits that there's no chance in hell that anything would have ever broken. So I gotta give it to Kaleidos for doing that. Right, so I ordered the Angelica Nyqvist palette, which is the Club Nebula thing, and they put it all in this container, which is honestly quite luxe considering that I only ordered 2 pieces of makeup. So as I just mentioned, I ordered the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette that's in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. That is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. If you've been watching my Get Ready With Me's, you would have seen that I did this on Tuesday and I did another look the previous week. That's not something I normally do for eyeshadow palettes with these Get Ready With Me's because frankly, there's a lot of stuff in my collection that I want to try out. But there is something so freaking special about this palette that I just had to use it 2 weeks in a row. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the Club Nebula palette. It's quite a chunky monkey, like it's a big sucker. I usually prefer slightly slimmer palettes, but it is made out of cardboard, so I'm quite happy there. And the inside of the palette looks like this. Now, I don't need more eyeshadow palettes in my life, and when Angelica was initially talking about this palette in her launch video, I was like, do I really need it? But then I started seeing her doing tutorials with these shades and I was like, okay, I'm kind of really into the colors. Now, part of the appeal of this palette is not only the colors, which I'll get into in a second, but the fact that these names are based off of like science fiction and video games from stuff that I have either played or watched was really enticing. So for example, you've got a shade here called You're My Only Hope. That's from Star Wars. You've got Queen of Blades up here, which is from StarCraft. There's Naru over here, which is World of Warcraft, which is a game that I play a lot of hours of. And then you just got stuff like Samus from Metroid, Rockhopper, which I believe is that Firefly? Because there's also a shade up here called Firefly as well. Just a lot of really good shade names in here. And aside from the shade names, the fact that the colors are very much up my alley is kind of what pushed me over the edge into buying this. This palette has deep, dark, matte shades that are colorful. And there's not just like one, you know, like the random navy blue that people throw into a palette. There's multiple of them in here. There's a red, there's a deep purple, a deep blue, a deep green. Like that doesn't really happen that often in mainstream palettes or even in indie brand palettes. I feel like more often than not, they throw in medium tone, matte, colorful shades, but they aren't deep enough. And if you've been hearing me yammer on about makeup for years now, you know that I prefer to put a deep outer corner color in the, I prefer to put a deep, colorful matte shade in the outer corner of my eye because that's how I like to put like dimension into my hooded eyes. And this has it. Most palettes don't do that and I don't know why. So to have that here is so helpful because for every pale, colorful, shimmery shade, you have a corresponding deep, matte, colorful shade of the same color family. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me that it's taken sort of this long to see that kind of effect in a palette before. I don't know, it just doesn't happen that often. So I'm really enamored with this thing. I think it's a wonderful palette. I've had no issues with it. I think the colors are fantastic. They perform incredibly well. And this has really turned me on to Kaleidos makeup. Do I need more stuff currently? No, definitely not. But am I going to be watching out for what they release in the future? Absolutely, because the quality is fantastic on this. And although Angie's part in it was to put the shades in here, and her eye definitely like tailored this palette to work out really well as something that I like. I want to see what else Kaleidos is going to release now, because the quality is like phenomenal. So the other thing I ordered that was in this box is one of their highlighters, and I've heard a lot of people talking about their highlighters over the years. I don't exactly remember the names of them, but they're all kind of like space age themed highlighters. And when I was looking to order this palette, I was like, okay, pick up one of their highlighters, because that's what people talk about. And the price is kind of weird on their highlighters. Some of them are super expensive, and then some of them are a little bit more reasonable. There was one I was looking at that was like 45 bucks, and I was like, why are you so expensive? And then I looked at another shade of highlighter, which I think was this one, and it was closer to 30, and I was like, that's a huge discrepancy between prices. I'm sure it has something to do with the pigmentation or color, but it definitely threw me off as a consumer. So the one I decided to order is the Mars Melter. Now there are two different types of Mars Melter in their collection. I don't know which one this is, but I can say that it says G04 on the back, so maybe that helps you if you're looking at their website. So what drew me into this highlighter is the fact that it claims to be a red highlighter. Now when I opened it, I was a little bit like, I'm not sure about that. It does have a bit of a peach pink cast to it that I'm sure that's what you're seeing right now. But it does pick up a little bit more of a hint of red when it is on the face. Now, I believe this one was more intended for deeper skin tones, so I think, and I'm no makeup artist and I really don't know enough about color theory in that respect, but I believe if you wore something like this on a deeper skin tone, because there is a depth of color there, I believe that this would shine more red than on somebody like me, where it does have a tendency to come across a little bit more pink with a hint of red. That being said, well, it is on my cheeks today. The lights will wash this out, so you probably can't see the color anyway. But there is more red to it than I was expecting, just from initially looking at it. So I'm quite pleased about that. I wouldn't say that this is like buttery smooth or anything like that. It does go on the face quite nice, and it does show up, but there's definitely some sort of like flakiness to it that shows up texture. I don't care about texture. I know people are like, oh, like we want to obliterate our pores and our fine lines and all that. I'm not that person. I don't care. My face is my face, and that's how my face looks. I have lines, I have texture. I'm gonna say I'm 47 years old. I'm not 47 years old. I was gonna say I'm 37, but I'm not. I'm 38. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, my point is I'm 38 years old. I have the face of a 38-year-old. I'm not going to have smooth pores and no texture, and so I'm not bothered when makeup does show up texture, because that's just how my face looks. So that's just something to be aware of if you're somebody who's concerned about texture. I do feel like this shows it up, but it's not something I'm worried about. Wow, that was a really long tangent. That made not a whole lot of sense. Aside from that, in terms of beauty, the only other thing I bought this month was nail polish remover, which is never exciting. So I'm just gonna quickly mention that this is the Quo regular nail polish remover, and it's my favorite. Okay, moving on to more underwear. I placed another order at Aerie because somebody alerted me to the fact that my favorite type of underwear was available again at Aerie, and they are the Shine Boy Brief, I believe it is, underwear, and I'm showing you my underwear that I've yet to wear. The reason I like these so much is that the Shine material is quite slippery, which was something that I didn't think I was going to like initially, like 3 years ago when I first started trying these out, but I really like it because it's quite stretchy and your clothes just seem to like slide over your butt easier because of the shiny material. And the lace topper is nice to me anyway, because it doesn't leave like a line where your underwear is, and it's not cutting into you anyway because it's quite soft. And I had bought a lot of this type over the holiday season, but the part that I ended up not loving about that underwear is that they had some of the lace like actually cut into the side where it would like, you know, hit your hip, and that was actually restricting a little bit of the stretch of the underwear, which kind of annoys me. So when somebody pointed out that they had the regular Shine back in stock without the like cut out side, I was like, oh yeah, I need to hop on that. So I got a dark green. I have this like salmon type color, another paler green. You can tell I like green. And okay, apparently I got 2 of the salmon ones. So I got 4 of those just to like try them out. If I love them, I'll probably end up buying more. Listen, at this point I have way too much underwear, but that's not a bad problem to have. So I ordered 4 of the Shine ones, and because I already knew I liked a different kind of underwear from Aerie, I also grabbed some more of those just to throw them in. So I've got 4 of them here. How on earth did this happen? There's too many of them. Okay, so these are the Boy Brief, same cut idea, but these are all like the softest material ever. They're so soft to wear, and these are like really freaking stretchy. Like if you want super comfortable underwear, this is it. I ordered the medium size. What are they actually called here? That just says Boy Brief. Darn. I think it's like the Me brand at Aerie. I'm not really sure. Anyway, they're really nice. Super comfortable. So I've got 2 dark green here, and I've got 2 like paler blue as well. Somebody needs to stop me from ordering underwear anymore because I just have an unbelievable amount. At one point in time, I didn't feel like I had enough, and now I've got like volumes of underwear in my drawer. The other thing that I ordered too was some sleeping shorts from Eerie. I've gained weight in quarantine, and I have some sleeping shorts that are just uncomfortable to wear at night, and I don't need to feel constricted when I'm sleeping at night. So I ended up ordering 2 pairs of sleeping shorts that are in a size large, and I'm not sure about this one, to be perfectly honest. So this is like a, what's this print? Gingham? I don't know. It feels really thin, like really thin. I'm not too happy with the quality of this one. I believe it's intended to be more of like a summer sleeping short, so there's just like really flimsy material, but to me it just screams kind of cheap, to be honest. I'm not too impressed with this one. So here's a full look if you want to see it. So yeah, not too taken with these. I would not order. I haven't worn them to sleep yet, but I wouldn't, just based on the texture alone, I would not go ahead and order another one. But the other pair of shorts that I got were on sale from their like holiday collection, and just touching this material, I wish that I had gotten more of them, but they're all gone off their website, which is very frustrating. So these are just like part of their Christmas collection. They're cute little sleeping shorts. They have pockets in sleeping shorts. Have you ever heard of anything so wonderful in your life? Look, I don't even know if I need pockets in my sleeping shorts, but I'm loving the fact that they included them. That's just so delightful. Anyway, I think they're cute looking. They feel so soft. This is like comfy, cozy, like sleeping material. It's so lovely. And in comparison to this, like this feels like trash in comparison to this. So I wish I'd picked up more, and I think it's just a little bit thicker because it's intended for winter sleeping. But the quality on this just feels so much better. And I'm the kind of person that can't wear like long pants to bed. Like I'll wear a long sleeve shirt when I'm sleeping, but I have to wear shorts because I don't like my legs being constricted, because without fail, if I wear pants to bed, like pajama pants, somehow the bottom of the pant always rolls up to a knee when I'm sleeping. I wake up with my pants rolled up to my knee, and I'm not doing it in the middle of my sleep, but somehow my movement is rolling that pant up to my knee, and it just feels yuck. I don't like it at all. So I'm all about sleeping shorts with like t-shirts or long sleeve shirts, and I like this one, but this one feels like crap. I mean, I'll try it out and see how it goes, but like I'm not too keen about that one. Okay, the very last thing I have to mention is a video game, and one of my friends that I met through WoW was playing it, and he was telling me about how beautiful the graphics were. And I'm not tired of WoW recently, but I've definitely been playing so much of it that there's less to do in that game lately. So I've been trying to like venture out into like my PlayStation 4 games and my Nintendo Switch games, and he recommended this one. Well, I don't think he necessarily recommended it to me. He just was telling me about how pretty it was, and he said that it was a platformer, and I hadn't really played a platformer in a while, and I was like, okay, I wouldn't mind something like that that's just a little bit more action adventure based. So I picked it up for the Switch. I believe he was playing it through Twitch when it was quite cheap. It was like 15 bucks. But I wanted a game that was going to take me away from my computer in the studio and like put me onto the sofa just so I can use another room of this house. And so this game, I should probably tell you, is called Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I believe this is the second game in the series. I haven't played the first, but it really doesn't matter because the storyline just starts afresh. And it is beautiful to play. It's a platform in the sense that you're doing a lot of jump puzzles to get through things, but you're playing this cute little like blue-white wisp thing who is trying to save his friends in the forest. And honestly, when I first started playing this, it was quite sweet to look at. The graphics are beautiful. The little main character is adorable. but there's some like super touching moments in this game. Like there's a moment, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a moment in this game about like 10 hours in where I just started like almost bawling. Like I was like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. Anyway, this is a good game. I highly recommend it if you like platformer action adventure type games. I'm nowhere near close to the game. I think I'm only like 25% through right now. And it's really fun to play, and it's a nice change of pace from playing like RPG action adventures like Final Fantasy VII Remake that I've been playing, or like WoW and stuff like that. So I've been really enjoying this one, and it's unfortunate that it is for the Switch in the sense that it's a lot more expensive than if you bought it for your PC, because I think like the Switch games are like $80, which is kind of brutal. But I don't have a controller for my computer, and I wanted to go sit in the main room. Aside from like spending like, I don't know, 12 hours or 14, 15 hours a day, you know, at my computer desk in the studio. So anyway, that's enough about Ori. I do really enjoy this game. Again, it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I think it's a really sweet game, but with a little bit more emotion in it than I was definitely expecting, which is not bad, just it was surprising. It took me by surprise. Okay, so that is going to be it for my haul for the month of February. Again, I'm switching in some stuff that is more lifestyle oriented just because I'm not buying as much makeup as I was before. I hope you're still finding that interesting. Let me know down below. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks for joining me today. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye.